ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. History holds many mysteries, but few echo across time like the story of Balqis, a queen who bowed to the sun, and Sulaiman alayhi salam, a prophet king whose command reached the wind itself. This is not mere legend. This is truth revealed in the Qur'an, the remarkable account of Prophet Sulaiman, whose dominion spanned the worlds of men, beasts, birds, and the powerful, unseen jinn, and Queen Balqis of Saba, whose heart would journey from deep darkness to divine light. Stay until the end to discover how this ancient story involves a secret test built on a strange rumor, and how one small creature, the Hudhud, Hoopoe, became the unlikely messenger that changed an entire kingdom forever. Allah had blessed Sulaiman with gifts unmatched by any ruler before him. He spoke the language of animals. The winds were his transport, carrying him and his legions swiftly across vast deserts. The jinn, beings of smokeless fire, built his magnificent palaces and war machines under duress. His army was the most diverse in history, stretching beyond imagination. Human soldiers, cavalry, alongside lions, tigers, and elephants. Among them, the birds of the air served as scouts. The Hoopoe, or Hudhud, served as a chief intelligence officer, undertaking vast surveillance missions for the army's benefit. But one day, when Suleiman's vast forces assembled in perfect formation, the Hudhud was missing. Why do I not see Hudhud, or is he among the absent? Suratu Naml 20. His voice was firm, the air grew still. I shall punish him severely or slaughter him unless he brings me a clear reason. Far beyond the borders of Suleiman's realm lay the ancient, prosperous Kingdom of Saba. Its capital shone with gardens and towers of gold. Its queen, Balqis, was powerful and wise, yet her people had been gravely led astray. The Hudhud had landed high above the city, sensing important news and watching for something unusual. From his perch high above the city, Hudhud watched the populace gather. Amidst the shimmer of silk and gold, Queen Balqis appeared. He watched in disbelief as she raised her hands toward the blazing sun, and the crowd bowed as one in prostration. They bow to the creation, not the creator, the little bird thought. Satan must have made this idolatry appear beautiful to their eyes. This was shirk, the corruption that poisons every kingdom. His heart racing, he spread his wings and began the long, urgent flight back to his master. When the Hudhud returned, exhausted but resolute, he spoke with humility. I have learned what you did not know. I come from Saba with certain news. I found there a woman ruling over them. She has been given everything and possesses a magnificent throne. But I saw her and her people prostrating to the sun instead of Allah. Shaitan has made their deeds look fair seeming to them. Suratu Naml. Sulaiman, driven by purpose, sent him back with a decree. Go with this letter of mine, deliver it to them, then stand aside and see how they respond. Before we continue this divine story, know that the mission of Islamic stories, HD, is greater than just telling tales. It is a mission to serve. Take action now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave the comment below. Now back to the story. The letter was left silently on the queen's bed. The Hudhud watched from a hidden vantage point as Balqis slept, noting her beauty but feeling sorrow that such a person should dedicate herself to sun worship. When Balqis awoke, she found the strange parchment. She broke the seal and read aloud. Indeed, it is from Sulaiman, and indeed, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do not exalt yourselves above me, but come to me in submission. She demanded furiously to know who had dared to enter her private chambers and leave the mysterious letter. The guards were amazed. They swore to the queen that no one had come into the room. Balqis quickly gathered her nobles for an emergency council. "O my advisors, a noble letter has been delivered to me. It is from Sulaiman." Prideful voices thundered. "It sounds like a call to war. Let us show him our strength and power." But one elder spoke with caution. "A king who sends such a message through unseen means. Imagine his power. Let us test him first." Balqis agreed. She stated, "A king's attack on a land ruins everything, turning its honored citizens into weak ones. I fear a similar fate may befall us." They sent a magnificent gift of gold and jewels, secretly ordering the messengers, "Observe his army, measure his strength." Unbelievably magnificent gifts were created using the kingdom's most precious gold and jewels, sparing no expense. When the delegation arrived, their eyes widened. They saw legions of men beside lions and elephants. They saw shadows moving like mist, the jinn. Weapons gleamed as if alive. They presented the gift, but the prophet's messenger returned it moments later. "Do you think you can impress me with wealth? What Allah has given me is better than what He has given you. Take back your gift. If you do not submit, I will come with a force you cannot resist and drive you out in humiliation." When Balqis heard his words, she knew. This is not a man who seeks gold. He seeks truth. She lowered her head and began to think deeply, realizing that the only path remaining was total surrender. Prophet Sulaiman was also holding a critical meeting. His council included ministers, commanders, war experts, and scholars. He opened the session with praise for Allah, stating, "We are carrying the banner of Tawhid, yet there are still people who worship the sun. This is a failure and a shame for us." He felt both anger and responsibility, knowing his rule was for Allah's kingdom, not his own glory. Sulaiman turned to his council. "O assembly, who among you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" A mighty jinn, Ifrit, boasted, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your seat." But then a scholar, one granted special knowledge by Allah, replied, "I will bring it to you before your glance returns to you." And instantly, the massive, majestic throne of Balqis twinkled into existence before them. The entire assembly was left stunned and lost in thought by the miracle of instant teleportation. The prophet ordered subtle changes made to the throne, a test for the queen's insight. Then he commanded his builders, "Construct for me a palace whose floor is clear as water." They built a hall with a floor of pure, clear glass, making it look exactly like rippling water, and added mirrors to the walls and a glass ceiling to ensure a dazzling reflection of light. Days later, Queen Balqis arrived, and as she neared the grand palace, what she saw was amazing. It was unlike anything in her own kingdom. Sulaiman's kingdom was full of riches, incredible beauty, and fine art. Golden pillars and doors covered in jewels sparkled everywhere she looked. But the most stunning sight was the floor at the entrance. As she approached the glass hall, she hesitated. She instinctively lifted her dress to keep it dry. This was the secret test. Rumors, fueled by the jinn, suggested Balqis was not fully human, but half-Jinn who might possess non-human features. Sulaiman used the glass floor to confirm the truth. When he saw her legs were normal, he was certain. She was human, and her heart was now ready to be tested by revelation. He asked gently, "Is this your throne?" She paused, studying the slight changes. "It appears to be the same, yet different. It looks very much like it." The realization struck her. Her throne had traveled across worlds by Allah's command. She suddenly grasped the weakness and utter foolishness of her people's beliefs compared to Sulaiman's wisdom. Sulaiman then spoke to her about Tawhid, the oneness of Allah. "The sun you worship is nothing but a creation. It was made to serve you, not to be served by you. True greatness is found only in obedience to the Creator of the sun." The light of the sun that once defined her heart dimmed forever. In its place rose a light that never sets. Iman, faith. She stood on the glass floor and whispered, trembling, قالت ربي إني ظلمت نفسي وأسلمت مع سليمان لله رب العالمين. My Lord, I have wronged myself, and I submit with Sulaiman to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Quran 27, verse 44. Her people soon followed her into Islam. The Kingdom of Saba, once a land of sun worship, became a land of light. The story of Prophet Sulaiman, alayhi salam, and Queen Balqis is a timeless mirror for us. It reminds us that power bends before faith, intellect must be humbled before revelation, and that the smallest creature, a bird, can be entrusted with the greatest message. Knowledge is a trust, power is a test, and submission to Allah is victory itself. So remember this truth. If you gain the world but lose Allah, what have you gained? But if you lose the world and find Allah, you have gained everything. If this story touched your heart, don't let it stop here. Share it to remind someone of Allah's mercy. Comment your favorite part below and where you're watching from. Subscribe to Islamic Stories HD for more Quran stories and Islamic reflections that awaken the heart. Thanks for watching.